Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Synthetic Goddess. On this YouTube channel, I share strategies to become a profitable trader even if you're a beginner. So if you're new to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to be notified whenever I drop any video. Based on high demand, I decided to create a Telegram channel where we can share directional bias for synthetic indices alone, not currency pairs, where we can share directional bias for synthetic indices. If you would love to join my Telegram channel, just check the description box for the link. In this video, I would love to share with you entry confirmation, how you can how you can confirm your entries, how you can get your confluences right when your trade gets to a particular PO high or a PO high you've marked out. Like you've always heard me say, don't ever enter a trade without a confirmation. Don't enter a trade without a confirmation. A PO high can become a reaction zone if there is no confirmation. So the PO high you are marking out can eventually be a reaction zone if there is no confirmation to change bias, if there is no confirmation for you to change bias. So I'm going to be teaching about the entry confirmation here, how you can get it right and how you can see it clearly. Now I'm going to be using the 5 minutes time frame for my entry confirmation. Sometimes I go to the 1 minute time frame just to check for that entry confirmation, but I'm going to be stopping at 5 minutes on this. In this particular video, I'm going to be stopping on 5 minutes so that you don't get confused or lost on 1 minute. I'm going to be using Volatility 10 index for explanation. If you would love to register with my broker where you can trade 24/7, just check the description box. The link is there for you to register. I trade the synthetic indices, so if you are going to love to register for synthetic indices also, you can check the description box for the link to register. So yes, I took a trade not quite long, and then I'm going to show you where I placed my TP. I will show you how I entered the trade. Now, based on this 1 hour time frame, you can see the market has been trending to the downside. I also checked the 4 hours time frame. Also, I noticed that the market has been trending to the downside. We had the last break of structure to the downside on this 1 hour time frame, so that is enough for me to look for a sell move. I am not looking for a buy move. I am not going to be trading counter trade, so I'm going to be looking for sales move alone. So I checked the last break of structure, the last structure range break. So here was the last structure range break. We had the last break of structure here, and as you can see, we had this move, we had this tested, we had the break of structure. On this Volatility 10, we've been having a balanced market. We don't really have an imbalance here. So as you can see, I'm going to just be following the structure. We don't really have much of imbalance. In fact, there is no imbalance. You can see we've been trading to the downside correctly with a balanced market. So I'm just going to be following the structure. We had another break of structure to the downside, and yes, we took out this liquidity. The primary inducement. We took out the primary inducement. Rather, after taking out the primary inducement, I'm going to show you clearly. We took out the primary inducements with a very, very small wick. So I am confirming that this my high is a major high. This high is a major high. Remember the characteristics of major high that I explained in my last video. So here is how you can get your characteristics of a major high. So I had this as my major high. Then I had the break of structure to the downside. This was my break of structure to the downside. I had the break of structure to the downside here, and I had this as my secondary inducement. This is my secondary inducement, but the market was not ready to take my secondary inducement, so I was still waiting patiently for the market to break structure to the downside and not come back to my secondary inducement. So I have not had the secondary inducement taken. So I had this break of structure to the downside. This was where I picked the trade and I closed not quite long. Okay, we had this break of structure to the downside. After having this break of structure to the downside, I entered my 15 minutes time frame to check how the break of structure is. Then I was able to get my first break of structure. I had this my first break of structure. I had this as my first break of structure, meaning I have this as my inducement high, my primary inducement. This is where I am marking out my primary inducement. Remember, your primary inducement, you're going to check the first break of structure. You will check the first break of structure, mark out the high created after the break of structure. So after I had this inducement taken, after this inducement was taken, I couldn't enter from here because I wasn't checking this particular instrument. Okay, the market actually used, let me show you what the market used to continue to the downside. The market used this PO high to continue to the downside. The QML candle, you can see the market used the QML candle to continue to the downside. And after I couldn't enter from this area, I could not enter from this area because if I had entered from here, this would have been my TP. I am not expecting the market to come back and break this high. If the market breaks this high, then I am expecting the market to take out my secondary inducement. I'm expecting it to take out my secondary inducement. So I wasn't expecting the market to go back and take that high yet. So I had this break of structure. I had this QML candle being used to continue to the downside. So I was waiting patiently for the market to give me another entry confirmation to enter for a sell move. So I had this as my entry confirmation. As you can see, we had high, we had a low, we had another higher high, then we had this higher low. This is a higher low that took out this inducement. We already took out this inducement, so we are not expecting the market to break this low. So this is our protected low for this move. This is our protected low. So the market broke out the protected low. We already had a take of the protected low, which is the low that induced liquidity. And like I said, this is a minor structure. We already broke minor structure. So what else am I watching out for? After we've taken this low, I actually used 1 minute time frame on this particular instrument also, but I'm going to explain it better here on the 5 minutes time frame so that you don't get confused. So we had the break to the upside, we had this break of structure to the upside. So what else am I expecting? I am expecting this inducement to be taken. You can see this is an inducement. After we broke structure, this was created. We did not have it taken. We do not have that high taken. So I just mark out that inducement. After marking out the inducement, and yes, after the market took out this inducement, this was my PO high. This is where I am looking out for the market to use this SE candle, and I entered at this high. I entered the market at this high. I placed my SL at this high. I am not expecting the market to come back and take this high because we already had inducement. We had a minor break of structure, so I am not expecting the market to take this high. I placed my SL at this high and my TP at this low. Remember, I said if you are taking your trades on the 5 minutes time frame, 5 minutes time frame should be your TP and SL. If you are taking it on the 15 minutes time frame, you can put your SL and TP on the 15 minutes time frame. You shouldn't take trades on 5 minutes time frame and then you're watching the 1 hour time frame or the 4 hours time frame for your TP. No, it doesn't work that way. So I picked out this external liquidity as my TP. This was the external liquidity I took out as my TP. This external liquidity. And boom, the market respected it. The market took out the TP. The market eats my TP. So these are the entry confirmation that you really need to watch out for whenever you are taking any market. Just watch out for your minor structure protected low, watch it break out, and after breaking, just look out for your secondary inducement or your primary inducement and watch the market take it out, then enter the market immediately after the inducement. It is as easy as that. It is very easy. So that is just all you need as your entry confirmation. And that's going to be all for this video. I'm going to see you in the next video, guys. Have a lovely trading week and bye.